Hello everyone, this is Kaishen from Key University, Germany. I'm representing our 1.3 acres CovidNet team to present our paper, CovidNet, to bring data transparency in the era of COVID-19. Today, I'm going to tell the story on how a group of data scientists and engineers have helped to bring data transparency in the COVID-19 pandemic. Before I started, I would like to dedicate special thanks to 1.3acres.com for initiating and hosting this project since the beginning. So you may wonder, what's the CovidNet? We are an integrated information platform focusing mostly on the COVID-19 pandemic tracking. At the core of our project is, of course, a real-time COVID-19 case dataset. Here is a screenshot of our website landing page, assuming you are accessing it from within the United States. We will dive into these components later in the talk. Before we move on, one may think this is simply yet another visualization website, and why bother discussing it here today? To answer your question, let's take a moment and go back to the late January, when the COVID-19 has just started to soar across the world and in North America. Back then, the communities were worried and somehow in panic with the outbreak of COVID-19, and individuals desperately needed incredible and local information. At that time, there were, however, no aggregation platforms providing such a full picture of the situation in North America, in both official channels and unofficial channels. I would like to emphasize that by far, we're one of the major independent COVID information aggregation sources in the world, and especially in North America. Our dataset has empowered most mainstream trackers like Wikipedia, Johns Hopkins North America platforms, etc. Here is a showcase of platforms and institutions we have provided data accessing support. So, what we're trying to address with our project is to tackle three major challenges that data could help in the pandemic like COVID-19. Specifically, public wants fresh data that can represent the latest situation. This is critical for each of us to take responsive actions. Individuals and local communities really want to understand the situation around them to make local policy decisions. In another word, we need finer geographical granularity so people in each county, each city can make use of such information. Last but not least, rumors from uncredible sources would generate panic or, on the contrary, didn't raise sufficient attention. So we should aggregate and provide credible sources and always perform quality control over the rapid growing situation. By far, with our full voluntary team, we have achieved solving these challenges in about 50 countries across the world. Our website alone has been visited more than 240 million times by May. Our data API has been used by more than 600 research institutes. Oh, before I forget, our API is free of use for research purposes. We welcome everyone to use the dataset to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Next, I would like to show some key milestones in our projects. On February 5th, we launched the initial version of the CovidNet project right after the first reported case in North America, and hit 1 million users by February 28th. Since May, we have spent many of our resources on extending our platform to a fully global tracker. Here is a summary of the key statistics of our data as of July. We collected from 1,064 county and city level sources in North America and 52 governmental data sources in 49 countries and territories. I want to point out that this is the current situation after we have built an automated pipeline to fetch data and manually apply quality control. However, this was not feasible at the beginning since the local health authorities have not yet established relatively stable data sharing schemas for the first 1 or 2 months. During that time, we have spent lots of work trying to bring the data transparency gap, and our data collection have underwent a few different stages. At the beginning, with the initial outbreak, our group of volunteers have actively searched all media and official channels for case updates when the new cases were sparse. Later, when the case has started to accelerate and rapidly grow, we have incorporated crowdsourcing channels. Our users started to report new cases and local news on our websites. Our team will immediately follow up with the information and check the credibility of the information before updating our website. During this period of time, we have received over 16K information leads. Note that such crowdsourcing is combined at the same time with our semi-automated data pipeline, which we have gradually developed. Starting April, we have mostly transformed to automated data collection. However, I should emphasize that our volunteers still manually check the validity and correctness of the data due to the potential noises in the raw data source before updating our front end. I shall briefly discuss some key features when our platform evolved into a global COVID tracking project starting late April, where we have extended our toolset to collect data in over 49 countries and territories and supported multiple languages interfaces on our website since then. The data quality control is always the first priority of the CovidNet project. Why? Because there is always potential noise and numerous data added even in official data sources, especially prominent in North America. To ensure the data as accurate as much as possible, we have adopted 3 layers of data quality control. First, the volunteer individual checks the data source. On top of this, other volunteers check the information as peer review. Finally, before updating the web page, we have a set of rules to avoid abnormal changes in data. There are more details I would like to share. If you are interested in, please refer to our paper. Our project also offers a wide range of visualization tools to illustrate both temporal and geographical trends of the COVID cases. Most of them are interactive. I will encourage readers to explore more on our webpage. Here are some examples. The left side of the graph showed active and cumulative case in time series. We can easily find the patterns of the outbreak and spread situation in these 2 countries. The right side is a geographical map showing the levels of severity in each state. Users can also zoom in each state and see county-level maps. Here is another graph where you can compare the trends and patterns across different countries and regions. Before concluding this presentation, our team would like to thank a number of teams that have helped us along the project. Last but not least, the CovidNet project is in the hard work of a great team of volunteers. It is a privilege to have worked with such a great team. Thank you so much.